Like it's all glamorized and
Yeah.
it's, they make it a lot more violent than it actually is. But it's actually a sport out there. And, people are trained, they have proper training, there are tournaments. And there are a lot of people, not a lot, there's a few people working on MMA in Pakistan.
And whatever they show in films, it's not literally what humans can do, but they can approximately do something near to that.
Yeah.
So we have probably picked up on a sport which, dates back to the first ever Olympic or Greek Olympics, which took place whenever it was, man. And they used to name the sport as, sorry, I've got it over here. It says pancration, which is that, you have to wrestle with your hands and with your legs. And then the first UFC came out. And then it transformed into mixed martial arts, which is MMA.
Yes, exactly. And so to discuss what's happening right now, we have some wonderful guests in the studio. We have been joined by Ehtisham Karim. He is the head coach and co-founder of Fight Fortress MMA. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Besides Ehtisham, we've been joined by Sultan Ali. He is also the co-founder of Fight Fortress MMA, and he's also a head coach. Assalamu alaikum. Besides Sultan Ali, we've been joined by Mehmosh Raza, who is a fighter. Assalamu alaikum. Besides Mehmosh, we have been joined by Ullomi Karim, who is also a fighter. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us.
Barobar. Right, just like that. Just a normal introduction. And you hold a title as well, right?
Yes, UGB MMA is Bantamweight Championship.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And he's the only one who's actually representing Pakistan internationally in MMA as well.
Exactly.
So big round of applause alongside the coaches and the other players as well.
He's really excited. So
the coaches do not want to clap, but let us
No, why
clap.
would they? They do
Yeah,
this.
there are other guys who
Who clap.
Right,
All right,
clap
great
for
job
you.
done.
Okay, so let's start the conversation. Last time you were here, we had the whole background with the situation in Pakistan. But right now, give us an update since you were last here. You've been in tournaments recently, so tell us.
Since the last trip, we participated in 4 more international fights, and we've won all 4 of them. Mehmosh has recently participated in the fight. 3 of other fighters have participated in the fight in Philippines and in Thailand.
Wonderful.
And they've been successful. And they're gearing up for the next event. There has been developments made. Women have started, after the last show, actually, a lot of people have contacted us.
Thank you.
Yay!
Wow. Shukr
Well
alhamdulillah.
Mainly women.
Yes,
And they want to
awesome.
take up the sport and they want to train. And I must say there have been some very serious faces that have turned up.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So
Excellent.
it's
And we do have the ladies representing today, so we will have them on the show in the second half. Okay, so that's wonderful. So since then, you've had more interest, that you've gone into international competitions. And have you got more like recognition, like people are noticing more?
Yes. People are noticing us more. There's more and more media coverage as compared to ever before.
Wonderful.
And it feels good.
And then, moving on to you, since you're a head coach as well, what is Pakistan MMA doing in all of this? Or is it just you guys raising the flag?
No, there are other guys who are working on MMA. Karachi, Pakistan, in Peshawar, in Balochistan. There are.
We have other
I
folks,
guess
yeah.
5-6 gyms, MMA gyms,
All
which
right.
are operating all over the Pakistan under the umbrella of Pak MMA, Pakistan MMA.
Yeah, let us
Great.
know about Pak MMA, Pakistan Mixed Martial Arts.
Mixed Martial Arts Pakistan is, it's just a non-profit organization.
All
It's
right.
made by the fighters for the fighters and for the betterment of the sport of mixed martial arts in the country. The idea was founded by Bashir Ahmed. He's a Pakistani American and he's an international professional Pakistani MMA fighter. He founded the idea back in 2007. He came to Pakistan. We were one of the first people to join Pak MMA. And ever since, we've been spreading the message about the sport and the message that it carries in its essence, and just promoting it as much as we can.
Okay, so I'm going to bring Mehmosh into the conversation because you weren't here last time.
Yeah, no.
So tell us, how did you get into MMA?
Well, I grew up playing rugby, so I like
Okay.
contact sports, yeah. So,
Contact sports.
Rugby in Pakistan?
No,
Let's
not
play
Pakistan.
tickle
Oh,
tickle.
okay, right.
Yeah, so that was sort of a tickle into it.
Yeah, this is not tickling. It's an extreme form of tickling.
Yeah, so
Let's play
I mean,
tickle with punches.
Let me finish.
I came to Pakistan and I didn't know there was MMA here. I watched some fights. Pride was an organization. It was pretty popular, so I used to watch those. And then I found Fight Fortress. There was an event in Blue Area. I didn't know how to fight, but I heard that you could go as an independent fighter.
Just like that.
You just
Yeah.
went.
Yeah, and I was
fight.
like, I hit the bag in the gym for a week or 2, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go fight.
And then what happened in your first fight?
No, I lost the fight.
Obviously.
I wish you had a video of
But
this.
you know, what type of bruises did you get?
I didn't have any bruises.
Really?
Yeah,
So you
the-
saved
Okay,
yourself.
let me just ask you, just when you got into the ring, because you didn't have any training, you went to the gym for a couple of weeks. How did you feel? Was it fear, excitement, adrenaline? What?
You know,
Or you
I
faked
think fear's always there, but like I was excited
Yeah.
Really?
as well. I mean, it depends on how you handle the fear at the end of the day. So
Your hobby for contact sports is actually
Scary.
it is.
Okay, that's great.
Because
Now-
you know, if it would have been me, who's actually stepping in the ring for the very first time without any training, as soon as I'll be in, I would see those, you know, warm-ups and, you know, face-offs, I'll be like, yeah, I'm gone.
And this is
Take me
why,
away.
and that's why you're sitting here and not there. So anyway, Ullomi, so let me ask you, since you were last here, you know, you've done really well. So how does it feel now that people are, you know, noticing more and, you know, recognizing MMA?
You know, it's always good for us, and it's obviously it's good for the sport. And as long as the sport grows, you know, that's what we've been working for. That's what we've been wanting. And we've been getting a lot of support, but after, you know, getting recognition that, you know, when people know that you're actually doing something like this, it feels good when everyone's kind of putting in their efforts with whatever you do, and they're contributing in whatever you want to do. So it's always a great feeling.
But have you dropped your weight? Do you want to change your category? Is there something like that going on as well? Because last time when you
Yeah,
came
I'm
over-
actually dropping down from bantamweight to flyweight. So
Why?
it's
that he
just
can beat kids.
I asked that question like I know why
so that he
people
can
do
beat
that.
kids. Man.
So why would you do that, like in your profession?
because, you know, I'm short. So
Oh, okay.
there's taller guys in my weight division. Plus, the thing is, when you fight in MMA, there's a lot of weight cutting, you know, process. And according to my body, the ideal weight for me to fight at is the flyweight.
Okay.
So I had to, you know, drop down to flyweight from
And
bantamweight.
hopefully we have some clips of Ullomi fighting as well, so hopefully we will show those in a little while. But I want to, before we come back to the coaches, I want to ask Memosh, after your first fight, you didn't win, how did you feel? What motivated you to go back and actually look for formal training?
I mean, the experience. I love the experience. So I ended up joining the gym the next day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I've been there since. It's been almost 3 years now.
Wonderful.
Very nice. And how many fights down the line in these 3 years?
Excluding that one,
Yeah.
I've had 1 amateur and 2 pro.
2 pro.
Very nice.
That's
And
amazing.
what were the results?
I won 1 pro and the amateur, and I lost the last one.
Very nice. Big
That's
round of
really
applause
great.
for the
So
dedication.
that's quite quick progression. Like that's you start and then within 3 years you can be in the international circuit.
Yeah.
Does that go for everyone?
It does go for everyone. It's just about the amount of hours you spend on the mat. It's as simple as that. It's about learning the techniques. The last time we discussed this as well, memorizing the basic stuff, stuff that works in a competition or in a fight.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's so many things to learn, but there's certain specific things that always work under any situation against any sort of opponent. So if you just give the time that Mehmosh has given or Ullomi has given, obviously, and for his last fight in Philippines, he would wake us up at 5:30 in the morning, bang on the gym's door, and
Train
then
2 times.
and then he would train 5:30 to 10 a.m. and then he would go to university, take the class, tuitions, everything,
And come
and then
back.
come back at like 9 o'clock to eat our brains again.
Oh wow!
So
I'm
he
doing
was
nothing with
training.
my life. This is
So
amazing.
I mean that's and when you work this hard, and it's very hard to come by living in the country that we are. Trust me, and nobody works that hard. Nobody. So he's like he's one of the very few people that has worked so hard. Obviously, it's bound to come.
That's like true dedication.
Yeah, it
That's
is. And
amazing.
then it teaches you discipline as well. But as coaches, have you ever considered going abroad and learning or probably getting some certifications to be a coach?
We always get asked that a lot, and maybe we would have, but no, we don't need to.
So you're
It's as simple as that. We don't need to because me and Sultan, we both have social science degrees, and the way we've been taught and the way we've been trained is to do things systematically. Now we
Yeah.
already have backgrounds in 2 different styles of martial arts, so that gives us an insight into fighting, and then we studied the rest. So if somebody asks who was our teacher in MMA, we've always been open about this. Google
All right.
was our teacher, you know. So if you need to just have that sense about it. If you love the sport, if you love something, you know.
And also after last time, you know, you showed how it was done systematically because you guys do meet the requirements of international standards. It's not like, you know, you just it's not like quackery that happens.
Exactly.
No, but other than that, there's a problem. I'm not saying that, you know, you guys didn't do that, but over here in Pakistan, what happens is that, you know, for people who think or consider that they're going to make a career in sport, all right, they just leave their studies. I mean, I'm glad that you've got a degree in social sciences. That's the best part. But other than that, people just do not do it. I mean, look at our cricketers as well. Look at how they speak.
Basically, the concept here is that if you do
wrong,
sports,
actually.
you don't continue with your studies.
No, you should. Formal studies or formal degree is very important. This is how we break it down to our guys there. We tell them, even if you have a lot of money to bank upon while you when you're fighting, or even if like something happens, you get injured in a fight, and if you have your wealth, you should still have your formal education, because that's, in today's world, you need it, you know, even if you don't want to do a job. Now, as for the rest of us, the general masses or anybody else who doesn't have that financial support or strength, you need it as your backup or your safety net. So if something happens, you get injured, you need to have a skill that you can fall upon, or you need to have a degree to just go back to.
So basically, it's teaching you just to be a whole-rounded like individual, which is great.
Exactly. But is there any age limit to learn MMA, or there's not?
Yeah, as a professional fighter, yeah, there is age limit if you pursue a career.
Okay.
In
Which is that?
MMA.
What is the age bracket?
That's
18?
18, 20. But you can practice MMA till the day you die. So
Till the day you die.
yeah, of course, for practicing MMA, there is no age.
At least 4 or 5 days earlier before dying, I think we can do that.
There's actually a martial arts master called the founder of Kyokushin Karate. His name was Oyama Masatatsu. It's pretty famous for bringing out and inventing this new full contact bare knuckle style of kickboxing.
So violent.
The day he passed away, he finished his 6-hour practice session,
and then
he had severe lung cancer.
Oh gosh.
So that's the level of dedication you have in martial arts.
Okay, so on that wonderful bright note, we will go now share a clip of Ullomi, one of Ullomi's fights. So let's
Bare knuckle fights. Let's take a look.
Good stuff available on the internet, guys. Again,
I think we made
got
this mistake
knocked
last
out
time.
cold.
We'll get another one. We will get the other one.
Yeah, all
But it's
right.
on air right now. So how was it? Like, I mean,
This is not even bare knuckle.
no,
though.
because this is one of the initial
No,
ones.
there is no bare knuckle.
it's a
MMA is
regulated
only-
fight.
All right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that's just a little clip, but we will get one of the recent ones. So apologies for that. Now, you had a lot of support from your family. So, Memosh, your family, how did they react? Because you did studies and you did MMA.
Not very well.
No.
well.
Tell
No,
us.
I mean, they still oppose of it. I mean, they tell me, you know, it's not a very, it's not a very smart decision to, you know, go out there and fight.
And then what do you say? Who?
No, my dad's a doctor.
Get away.
Okay, no,
Doesn't
I want
help.
to. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to bring the coaches back into conversation because you know we're talking about violence and it's like we're all laughing and joking and it's funny, but on a serious note, it does. Some parents would be scared that this will make people more aggressive. Or let me actually ask the fighters. You know,
I
did it
doubt
help
that.
you? Did
Yeah.
it help you how to control your anger, your strength?
I
What
actually
did
had anger management issues before this, so I think I'm a much more relaxed person now.
So did you ever end up fighting with your coaches as well?
Never.
No, you cannot do that, right?
No.
Doesn't really matter
Again,
to
it
them
takes
how
discipline as
tall
well.
you are or how
Yeah.
broad you are. They know the technique.
Yeah.
You're down on the floor. All right, sorry, sir.
It's not just about that. It's like you learn discipline and respect for.
Yes,
you
that's
know,
what my
older
point is. But is MMA a style or another sport?
It's not a style, actually. A lot of people have tried to turn it into one, but it's not a style. It's just this philosophy. It's like you're a chef and you have 12 to 15 ingredients in front of you, and you can use whatever blend you want to do, whatever spices you want to, and make the perfect dish.
Yeah.
And you know, two chefs can have the same ingredients, but it's going to be different, the stuff they're going to come up with.
Okay. Now, Ullomi, because like you said, there's so much variety within MMA. So what keeps you motivated after all these years? Winning?
Of course, winning is a very good feeling, you know. But for me, it's the support that I get from the people, especially from my siblings, from my parents, especially my family. You know, my entire family, the way they've been supporting me with everything. I don't have one motivation, or you know, when people say that, oh, that thing is my motivation. I don't have that. I have a lot of, you know, things that keep me going, which includes my parents, their hard work, you know, that they have brought us to this point that, you know, we've been capable of doing all of this. And then both my coaches, they're my brothers, so, you know, it keeps me motivated in a way that, you know, my brothers are doing it for me, so, you know, I have to.
Okay, how does that feel though when it's all family, right? Because I've worked with family and it's very interesting. So, I mean, doesn't it get a bit stressful sometimes? You live with them, you work with them, you train with them, you travel with
They
them.
know your every secret.
It sometimes does, yeah, because, you know, most of the times when we're home and when I'm skipping days, or, you know, when I'm not putting in a lot of effort at the gym, or when they think that I'm not doing very well, of course I do get to, you know, hear a lot about that. But it's a good feeling as well, because what you don't cover in the gym, for most of the fighters, when they don't cover something in the gym, they don't get to, you know, they don't get pointed out at that, you know, this is things that you're missing out on, these are the things that, you know, you're lacking. I am lucky on this part that, you know, I have my family is there to tell me, you didn't do this well, you didn't do that well, so you have to cover this and that
So
aspect.
they're on your head 24/7.
Exactly.
But
They're on
other
my
than
head,
that,
and they're fixing each and every single thing for me, and kind of, you know, they're always there for me. You know, whenever I've needed them, it's not like any other gym.
but
or
how do
anything.
you create this balance? That, for example, when you're at the gym, you know, they're your coaches, you respect them, very nice, very fine. But when you're at home, you treat them like brothers, coaches, or whatever.
It's actually very different at home.
How is it?
I actually boss them around at home.
Really?
Because you're the fighter, right?
No, not really.
But they're
Because
the coaches.
He's a good manager, and we are not good at managing things. So
All right.
Oh, that's
so he managed all the house. So that's why.
Very
It's
nice.
got a really nice balance here. Okay, excellent. Now, coming back to the competitions that we've seen, you guys have been in more international, and now you're going to be doing something upcoming within Pakistan as well.
Yeah.
So tell us about the upcoming event.
The next event is probably the biggest event in Pakistan. It's called Pak MMA Fighting Alliance. And it's called Fighting Alliance because, again, it was created by Pak MMA, and Pak MMA is created by the entire mixed martial arts community of Pakistan.
All right.
So it's a very clean event, very professional. The event management is very good. They pay the fighters well. They take care of the fighters pretty good. And it's on 16th of April in Lahore at Barkat Market. Anybody that wants to show up, most welcome. And they're bringing fighters from the UK, they're bringing fighters from Iran, from Afghanistan, and the local talent as well.
And when is it taking place?
16th of April, this Saturday.
16th of April, this Saturday in Lahore,
Barkat Market,
Barkat Market,
Johar Town.
Johor Town. And do we have to get any passes, tickets, anything?
I think you can get the tickets at the door.
Okay,
At the door.
excellent. So that's
I guess it's free.
It's free?
think-
Right. And anybody can come up and say, oh, I want to fight.
Yes.
No. That's a
No.
professional event. That's a highly professional event.
All right.
So
There's
you just get your
weigh-ins.
ticket and take a seat. Yeah? Okay, because you have
The
to.
event-
I'll be just there chanting slogans for Ullomi. No,
I'm
Ullomi's not
just going to
participating
push
yet.
him into the ring.
What about you?
The event Memosh was talking about was a beat down. It was not.
We call it
was not
smoker
professional.
fights.
It's a smoker fight. It's for the beginners.
Club
Okay,
fights.
now just tell me one thing, because these things are worrying me just a little tiny bit, because, you know, some people may get carried away. I'm not looking at you when I say that. But, you know, the dangers of it, because some people might just, you know, get too violent. They just think it's there just to beat someone up. And because it's not about beating someone up, is it? Let me ask Ullomi this. What is it actually, what is the essence of MMA for you? Sorry,
you know, it actually helps me in, you know, I think I had said this in the previous show as well, that I also had anger management issues.
Okay.
So,
maybe I should take up MMA.
For me, it was more like
getting carried away
it's more
now.
like, you know, channeling my anger somewhere in something positive. For me, the essence of MMA would, you know, I don't really have words to, you know, to describe this, but it's something emotional for me.
Okay.
You know, it's
But when you're in the ring and someone's punching you or kicking you and doing these flying kicks and, you know, in your face, I mean, how do you feel? Like, I mean...
Just like us, man. For example, if I'm playing Tekken and I'm getting beating up. I'm taking all of that beating. I'll press all the buttons. What's the problem? I'll probably throw the
can't do
controller away as well.
Exactly, the coaches do outside. They start pressing all the buttons and they're shouting at you, telling you what to do. But for me, yeah, it's always been different for me because, for most of the fighters, the coaches are there, the family is sitting over there somewhere else, right? But for me, my family and my coaches, everything is like that one spot, that two people right there. They're the family, they're, the coaches.
Right.
And it does get very emotional. And most of the times whenever I fight, when you go in a fight, the moment we enter the cage, we feel numb. There's, we don't feel anything. Because some people call it fright, some people call it, I think that because it's training. We train so much, we put in hours of work just for that one day. And, when we go in there, fight, we forget that, there's a thing called pain that exists. So all we focus on is beating that guy up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have another question. I'm sorry, it's a really superficial question, but we're all really, really interested.
No, please.
I'm going to ask it.
No, please.
You want to ask it?
No.
Oh,
Don't
but
ask
as
it.
in, as in, when you get beaten up, like, not beaten up, but when you're in the fighting, like, I've seen some MMA fights, UFC and stuff, and there's a lot of blood, some people break bones, there's cuts and stuff. You don't seem to have any, like, bruises and cuts. I'm sorry, I need to ask. Because parents care about these things.
Yeah, injuries are a part of this game because let's accept it. It's fighting at the end of the day, but with techniques and in a controlled environment with some rules. And you do get hurt, and you do get, you're supposed to have injuries, and it's very rare that you come out of fights clean. Having injuries on my face and all that happens. That usually happens after a fight. 2, 3, 4 days after a fight, you should see my face.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's very,
It's a controlled environment.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I just wanted to move on emotion. Are you participating in this Lahore event?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Yeah,
So are you sure that we can come over and enjoy you
definitely.
having a victory or something like that?
Of course.
Sure.
Are you trained enough?
Yeah.
You're good to go?
Okay,
Good
so
to
now
go,
tell
nothing
us, especially for you guys, you have this coming up very soon. So how are you guys feeling? What's the atmosphere like? When will you guys be there? And
Yeah, we'll be there a day earlier for the weigh-ins. It's just the camp's pretty much ended. It's done. This is the time where the fighter needs to just focus more on the technical stuff, review the stuff that we've worked in what situations, and then just keep their cardio going and then try to relax as much as possible. The main part, the work has been done, the hard sparring has been done, the lifting's been done, the running and the drilling and the pad work, everything's been done. This is the time where the fighter needs to relax and just sort of, it's like more, give the body rest so that you don't burn out. And you focus more on techniques. It's just like,
And are the women fighters competing in this event as well, or not?
No, there haven't been any ladies fighting in Pakistan as yet, but
Okay.
we're working on that.
We'll talk about
we're going
that.
to talk about that in a moment. But thank you so much, Mimosh and Ullomi, and best of luck on the weekend. And we'll get you guys back, hopefully, with some victories.
Without bruises.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to go for a short break now. But when you come back, we're going to have our lady female fighters on the show. So
And let's see whether she gets carried away or not. Good morning.
Do I ever?
Let's see.
In the short span of 10 years, we have grown from 2 million to more than 120 million mobile subscribers. More than 90% of the population has cellular coverage. We are the 9th largest mobile-enabled country in the world. Cities, towns, and villages are now truly connected, and this is just the beginning. Pakistan is proud of its mobile industry. PTV World, hand in our lives, we are known by what we do. But who is to differentiate between what we do and what we're meant to do? PTV World. They have no wings, but they fly. They have no fangs, but they bite. They have no eyes, but they witness. Rumors, the war on minds. PTV World.
All right, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for staying tuned. You guys are obviously watching World this morning on PD World with Shahzad and Maha. And earlier we were in conversation with two of the MMA fighters and the coaches who've done a great job. They've done a great deal to the sport itself. And now there's going to be an event in Lahore, in Barkat Market on 16th of April. Make sure that you're there, and the tickets will be available
At the gate.
At the gate, or probably it's going to be free. That's what they said. But
Free.
now there's a new turn in the game.
Yes, we have, well, now because, you know, there's been a lot of interest, there's also now female interest within MMA sports. And we have some ladies who are training with
With the coaches?
With the coaches and Ehtisham and Sultan. Ali, and yes, so let's introduce them. I'm struggling now, sorry guys. Okay, so we've been joined by Mariam Tabriz. Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum
Thank you so
assalam.
much for joining us.
Thank
It's a
you for
pleasure to have
having
you.
me.
Besides Mariam, we've been joined by Saira Israr. Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Thank you very much, guys, for coming over.
Okay.
And
So,
Ma, how do you feel, first of all, to see women practicing MMA?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. So let me start with Mariam. Why did you get into this? And how?
Right. So I think it was a combination of two main things.
Okay.
One, it was that a friend and I, we actually wanted to learn a few self-defense techniques.
All right.
And another thing was, actually when I was on Instagram, for the powers of social media, but when I was on Instagram, there had been a trend like of women doing kickboxing and MMA as a workout.
All right.
Right, and so we were pretty interested in that because at that point I wasn't doing any sort of sports or any sort of physical activity. So that really piqued my interest.
Okay, great. So social media actually led you to
Yeah.
so the benefits of social
Yeah.
media. Parents, it's not that bad. Okay.
So let's just ask Saira. So, how did you got into MMA?
Actually, I wanted to learn self-defense techniques because actually it was my personal interest in learning the self-defense techniques,
All right.
being a girl. So I Googled it, and luckily I found it some tuition center or learning center nearby my house. So I was super excited. I was doing the research thing in my office, so I was super excited. I told my friend, and I grabbed her, went to the gym.
And for how long have you guys been practicing as well?
I think it's been over 7 months now.
7
since
months?
I joined.
So that's not just self-defense. That's like something to attack and crack somebody else's face as well.
How about you, Saira? How long have you been
Because the only self-defense I know is please buy.
So let's talk about your self-defense.
All right.
Saira, how long have you been practicing?
It's been 6 months now.
6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So you guys have you just kind of took the initiative and just started it. Okay, now this interest, more female interest, is it good? Like, how do you guys feel like now that you've got?
It's amazing, actually.
Yeah.
It's amazing in a society where women are supposed to be sheltered and supposed to be they're supposed to stay at homes, or men are supposed to protect them. It's actually very good to see women walking around feeling confident and with their heads held high. And obviously, it's what MMA training gives them the most is the confidence of looking someone in the eye when they're on the road, out there in the market, or when they go to their academic institution or at their workplace. So, yes.
But we probably need to come up with a policy where you guys need to wear a badge of MMA as well, so that anybody should know.
Oh, so the men should know which
Don't do
girls
that.
shouldn't
Don't do
harass.
that. Don't do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Let's help the creeps out there.
But how do you guys feel, about your life after, before and after now, because it was 7
Sarah.
months earlier, yeah? Sarah, what about you? So before, how was your life, and now, how's your life?
It's like, I'd say it's transformed. It's transforming. It's in a process of transforming, physically, mentally, emotionally. I'm getting stronger.
Yeah.
So from November, since 2015 November when I started, it was difficult initially, like physically. I wasn't strong enough. Actually, I haven't lost weight, but I've been building my body strong and stronger and stronger day by day. So at this point in time, I feel more stronger than my sisters and my colleagues who are of my age and weight. So among them, I'm more stronger.
Okay, how does it make you feel though? Like you're strong, so that makes you happy, it makes you more secure in the environment?
Actually, it makes me feel stress-free, relaxed, under the same workload at office, under the same stress level, or like how the domestic problems are, or the issues going on at home with amma ba and behan bhai sara kuch. So it's like I've been managing it well now. I've been able to manage the stress level, the workload, office load.
Just basically got a better grasp at life now. Excellent.
Yeah,
How
I'm
about you,
more
Mariam?
happier now.
Excellent.
Before and after.
Mariam.
I can't really, now when I look at it, I can't really imagine my life without MMA. Honestly speaking, it's like something I've become addicted to.
Excellent.
But no, it's really helped me in so many ways. Like Sarah just said, when it comes to dealing with stress, and generally you feel more relaxed. Like when you get home after a training session with these guys, you feel so happy and so energetic.
Okay, so I want to ask you now, sorry, now I'm getting a bit personal interest. So if someone wants to pick it up, like especially if they maybe not be doing that many sports or the stamina and all that stuff, how difficult is it to actually get into the swing of things? Is it like
how
baby
gradual?
steps?
Just
Not
show up.
Just show
What we tell our students is, it's your responsibility to just show up at the door. We'll take care of the rest. As long as you show up. There have been people with asthma, people with breathing problems, people with weight
Joint
problems,
issues,
joint
backbone
issues, and
injuries
that
and
sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just about it's fitness on steroids, basically.
Okay, Sultan, let me ask you, with the mixing of, like, with the different training, how do you see, like, do you see that there's as much dedication from the female trainees than it is the male, or are they, when you're in that room, you're all on the same level?
No. Lately, we have found that after training ladies, we have found that ladies are more talented than guys. As far as technique is concerned, they learn so fast. I mean, for guys, it takes them like 1 month to learn some basic punches.
All right.
But for girls, I mean, in a couple of days they start learning everything. And as far as exercise is concerned, lifting weights is concerned, they are good at it. They have proved better than.
But then, do you get to hear some concerns from their family members or their parents, and then do you overcome those concerns? Do you
Concerns
look
like
into
what
that? For
concerns?
example, if their parents come that we do not want our daughters to have the same class alongside the guys, so then is there a separate class?
There is
Because
a
we do
separate
have
class.
these issues.
There is a separate class, but at the
Alright.
same time, why do most women why do they want a separate class? It's because the environments are not conducive. And we're I mean, obviously we're a fitness center, we're a gym, but at the very core, we're a martial arts academy. And in a martial arts academy, there has to be a certain decorum and discipline. So anybody that comes and trains with us, it's not like you're hanging around willy-nilly at the gym and then you're doing stuff that you want. No, you do what we tell you to do, and you behave the way we tell you to behave.
Very beautiful, very amazing.
Discipline.
And then at the same time, I think I'll pick up on this as well for all those parents, because this is the very common concern of any parent out there. Now, for example, go to PMA, go to Risalpur Academy. Women are training alongside the other cadets. So please, let it go, let it out.
No, but like you
we
said,
have transformed.
No, but like Ehtisham said, it is a conducive environment, and not every place over here offers that. So it's very professional. So I just want to get some final words from Sultan. you know, for all the people watching out there, what would you say, especially to all the youngsters who are maybe, like, especially with the situation right now, socially, economically, politically, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I will, of course, I will give a message to women especially. There are so many guys who are into MMA and they can protect themselves on the street. Women, especially in Pakistan, they need this kind of sports, this kind of training to defend themselves on the streets and in the offices as well. So my message is they can perform better than guys, and I will ask their parents to just support them.
Wonderful.
Very
Thank
nice.
you so much.
But I just want to move on to Mariam and Saira over here. So now, do you guys plan to become a professional fighter, or no? You just want to be a part of training and just keep on doing that? Somewhere in life.
No, I don't think that I would be taking it up as a profession per se, but I would definitely want to keep this as a permanent part of my life.
Very
Honestly,
nice.
because
Yeah, because we've seen the benefits. How about you, Saira?
Down the road, I would love to take it as a profession.
Wow.
I could so see you doing that. I could see you really
She's
just
taking-
annihilating your opponents.
Because I'm here at the gym with the team Fight Fortress for having fights down the road when I'm trained enough.
Excellent.
So yes, I hope.
I
and
love
I'd
this. That's fantastic. So, and now, Ehtisham, finally from you. You know, what is the scene for female fighting? And you know,
In the days to come.
Is there any scope? Will there be events?
There's scope to come, and inshallah we're going to conduct the very first female bout in the history of Pakistan.
Very nice.
We just want it to be good. We don't want it to be a slap fest.
Yeah.
We don't want it. We
No.
want it to be very, you know, we want because if we have to give a message out there, then we have to bring our best.
Just
into
make
the
sure
cage.
it's not kabaddi, it's MMA.
Yeah,
It's
we are
it
working
will
on
be.
the
That's
first
exactly why it's
female
taking so much
MMA
time.
MMA fighter. We are working on. There is a girl. We are working on first female. She will be.
Excellent. This is exciting
the stage.
stuff.
And then we
Very
can get
soon.
other fighters from around the globe as well. And
Exactly.
then, wow.
Great. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you,
time
guys.
and
Thank
best of luck on the weekend. And thank you, girls. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. There's a lot of work within MMA happening within Pakistan. And also, I really feel like I want to go and check it out now.
Really? So it's 16th of April, Lahore, Barkat Market. What time?
Probably in the evening.
In the evening, sometimes you guys
In
can
the
find
evening.
out. You know,
All right,
who's
and
feeds
you're
you
going to get the
everything.
tickets at the gate. Please make sure that you're there to support the sport, because if you're not going to do that, anyways, they'll still carry on. And they're doing a great and a tremendous and a ballistic job,
Okay, great. So, with that, you log onto our Facebook fan page,
which is with the name of World This Morning.
our Twitter page,
World This Morning without a G.
our YouTube page,
World This Morning once again.
and the Daily Mission page.
World This Morning.
And the repeat is at?
The fabulous repeat is going to be at 12
Okay.
midnight,
We've
which
done
is
the YouTube one so as well. So have a wonderful day, and we will see you very soon. And today, go and be healthy.
all right. Good morning.